Yes, sir. Yo, what's good? It's yours truly, Dave, the DJ, on the Metamorphosis Power to Change. I want to look at the camera, Rich, but
you can't.
I'm just saying. What's up, Rich?
Man, what's up? And welcome back, man. Basketball season over with, so I got to come back to the show.
So you're not finna leave me hanging no more?
Nah, man, I'm back for good. Y'all gotta get used to me. Face and voice.
I can't do this solo endeavor.
Hey, but you got it though. You held it down while I was gone. That was the important part.
That's all I'm saying, man. I'm trying to be like you, man. But yo, we got something really, really special. I was really nervous about this, man, because I don't like inviting people into my personal space. You know, this is a real intimate moment, man, coming into the barbershop. I don't care if it's a shop or not. But we got my main man, Muchie, in the building.
Yo. In his building.
I'm just saying, the celebrity barber himself. Do people even call you that, dog?
You know, I hear that when I'm hey, celebrity barber, but I don't really care for the name, you know.
Yeah. I mean, how did all that come to be, bro?
I think the first person, I can't remember who it was. There was so many of them. So I mean, people started seeing on the gram, and
you see how he slew that in there, right? Like,
you cut such and such, and you such and such. I think one of my friends gave him a name. You gotta put your name, celebrity barber, down the ground. Mm-hmm. So I just kind of put it on there and rolled with it.
Yeah. Well, man, it's worked incredibly for like your brand, if you will. I mean, people don't really think about that often as a human, as a person. You know, most people think about branding and marketing for businesses, but even as an individual, you know, we got a brand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you've done very well, whether you did it intentionally or not, I don't know. Mm-hmm. But that's why we're here, man. You know, you've branded yourself very well. I mean, generated thousands upon thousands of followers on Instagram and other social media sites. But, you know, Mr. Chipotle Bag himself, the human coloring book. Dog, how many tattoos do you have, bro? Like, do you actually have a count?
Nah, I stopped when I got to my feet, it was just the count was over with.
Your feet.
Yeah, the feet was it. I was like, yeah.
Like, you mean that real sensitive spot, like on the bone? Like, I know that had to hurt. What's the most painful tattoo you got?
It had to be the feet, bro. The bone is just so sensitive and less skin, so that needle's just bone on bone. Is just a terrible feeling.
Man, tell me though, man. Like, is it like? I mean, why so many though, bro? Is it like addicting?
Bro, I started 9th, 10th grade high school with one. Had a little Muchie going down my arm. And
the high school tattoo.
Yeah, the high school. The 2 shoulder tattoos. And it's just, they got addictive. My friend, I got out of high school. He owned 2 shops. My boy Ron started tatting in like 08.
Yep.
We actually went half on a tattoo gun. I told him one day, I was like, hey man, you ever think about tattooing? Because you know he could draw real good.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, you should start tattooing. So like we took our last, the last that we had, and just, hey man, let's go half on this kit. Went half on the kit in 08, and to this day, he's still doing his thing.
Mm-hmm. Oh, nice. So you made an investment into somebody's future. I'm just saying.
But that's funny though. You do it young, not even knowing what you.
Yeah,
what you
really
I'm
just doing what a friend to do. We both was flat out broke. Took our last and just, made an investment. Mm-hmm. Even if it wasn't for me, you know what I'm saying? I was willing to help somebody else out.
But it clearly looks like it was for you.
Yeah.
Like I'm just saying, your canvas. You clearly benefited from this.
You don't want to tap, man. You ain't never got to pay. But I'm like, man, this your livelihood, this your business. So you got to treat it like that.
Yeah, man. Well, yo, we got some dope stuff we want to really talk about. I really want to pick your brain. That I really feel that so many listeners, business people, entrepreneurs, the like, can really benefit from. Before we get there, man, for the few people on this planet who may not know who you are, why don't you give us the Kev, Muchie, spill in like 60 seconds or less, man. Who is Muchie? You know what I'm saying? And what's got you this far?
Man, I'm just the average guy. Went to. I'm from Fifth Ward. Moved out here in '96. Went to Welch. That's when I met my boy Rich.
Welch.
Yeah. When that was still the Warriors.
Yeah. Went to Welch after that. Bounced around a couple of schools. Behavior was terrible. I was terrible in middle school.
While we got along, probably.
Yeah. Then went to Sharpstown, where I graduated from, played ball, and then life hit. That's when the struggle and you had to really feel like man, like, you know that question they asked in high school, like,
What you want to be when
like,
you grow
what do you want to be when you grow up? I never, basketball was cool, but it was just something,
So you mean you ain't have like the pie in the sky hoop dreams?
Never. I was good. I was really good. I averaged like 25 and 15 my senior year, but I had scholarships and stuff like that, but it just, basketball wasn't just, I don't know, I had that feeling like, you ever had that feeling like you wasn't good enough?
Oh man, all the time, bro.
And that, I think it was the fear of not being good enough, of being great to go to the next level. So that kind of just kept me behind. So
yeah, being good in high school is totally
different. Because it's levels definitely for everything.
And I think a lot of people doubt themselves and not going to the next level, just the fear of just not being, the best. So after that, I was
that big fish in a small pond mentality. It's different.
Yeah, most definitely, man. So what was your answer though, man? Did you not have, like, when you were coming out of high school, like, what did you want to do?
I didn't know. Dave, I'm tired. I didn't know.
That's like the most realest, honest answer I've ever gotten, bro.
I started working at Champs, selling shoes, and I was like, yeah, it's cool. And I started working at a Sports Authority, and I was like, yeah, 5 years I'm in retail.
Yeah.
And I'm just like seeing my life like, man, like this can't be it. Like, like what is my purpose? Like what did God put me here for? Like, what is my purpose on earth? I still didn't know. So one day, like, I think I was running with my boy VA. I didn't go to college, so I didn't know what the college life feel like. So he exposed me. He came like, man, come to the campus one day, Man, Dave, I went there and it just...
Which school?
Lamar University.
Oh, yeah.
That really showed me, okay, this is college? Like, the girls, and it was just...
It was different.
It was different. It was just like a giant high school. I was like, man, I'm not ready for this. Like, I was luckily like, man, I couldn't enroll there. So, he showed me that, this and that. And then, like, the job started getting slow. The manager just was on me, and I just got tired of it. One day I quit. My dad was like, hey, you should never, like, never quit. You should let them fire you before you quit. He was like, fire you so you
that unemployment.
He was like, you don't quit. You never quit.
Yeah.
So I quit. Boom. I hit like a rough spot. Couldn't find a job. Actually I went to jail at the club for a criminal date. The bouncer got mad at me, because I was like, hey man, why y'all holding the line? Like, what's up? So they was like, just be quiet when you wait your turn. So he actually got mad, and I said, we had some words, and so
some choice words.
Yeah, the officer. We had some words. So the officer walked out, and then he said some words. We had some words. So he ended up telling me my night was over, and I had some words with him. So I ended up walking out, and he came and arrested me. After I walked off the premises, he was like, I'm taking you to jail for criminal trespassing. After that day, my life just went like just down. I got that on my record, criminal trespassing. Went to jail for like a week. So then I'm trying to find a job. I can't find a job because I got a criminal trespassing on my record, which is a Class C misdemeanor. Really like a ticket. A traffic ticket. Couldn't find a job. Stressed out.
Be honest too, because it's not like they're gonna find that on there.
Yeah. They're gonna find it regardless.
They're gonna find it later, but they don't know.
Yeah.
So
what, so how'd you like bounce back, bro?
Man, I had to. Dave. Life was it was hitting you. When it hit you hard.
So is that when you started cutting, or how long you been?
I had a kid of 06. My oldest little girl, and that made me just
oh man,
you gotta come with it.
Yo, if
girls is different.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if children don't change you, like, you're not human. Like, I'm just saying. Like, my first daughter, my only daughter, my first kid I had when I was 21. And Richard said the same thing, man. When y'all had Julie,
it was a different ball game. Everything changed.
My whole mindset, bro. So I feel you. But like, with the whole haircutting thing, man. have you always been doing that? Like,
Yeah, I started in middle. I actually started in middle school. I was cutting my hair with a razor, edging up from the side, hitting it, raking it down. And then high school, I think my mom she bought me some clippers. I'm out in the locker room with it, cutting hair before the game, getting it in. One day,
charging people to like doing something.
$5.
Yeah, just.
One day the principal called me back there and he was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Cutting hair." Like, he was like, "You need to have somebody back here like chaperoning you." I'm like, "Man, I'm 18, like I'm a senior."
Well, now you call me.
Yeah. So it started from there, but that was never what I wanted to do, like, because I'm at this point, I still didn't know.
You was just good.
Yeah, I was just, I was good. I was your average, nobody was cutting in high school like that. So I think 2000, after I bought my boy the tattoo kit, we both was out looking for a job, couldn't find a job. I enrolled in barber school in 2009. And after that, man, it just took off. Because, I was cutting before that, but I was just cutting like my friends and stuff, stuff like that.
A little something here, a little something there.
Yeah.
Man, it's funny. I got to do a career day tomorrow, right? I got to go talk to, can you believe it, Rich? They going to let me talk to a group of elementary school kids. Like, you know what I'm saying?
They might not like what you say.
I'm just saying, like, they know what they signed up for.
You sure?
I don't know. They might. Who knows? But anyway, the whole thing is, I gotta go talk to a group of elementary school kids, and it's not the first time I've done it.
Yeah.
And one of the things I always tell them is, because they always want me to come in because I'm a DJ, and they think it's such a cool profession, and it's gonna captivate the kids' attention. And but I always come in, and my first statement like literally scares the teachers half to death. You can see like their jaws drop. And because they'll ask me, they're like, "Do you gotta go to college to be a DJ?" And I'll flat out tell them no. And the teachers all look at me like, "No, we want to encourage them to go to college." I can see it all over their faces, bro. And I'm like, "No, you don't have to go to school to be a DJ. Like, you don't." And I was like, "But if you want to get paid, if you want to make money, if you want to, be successful," I was like, "Shoot, I'm more than a DJ. I'm an entrepreneur." And then the teachers all like take a big sigh of relief, and then they're like,
it's like, "Okay, he's okay."
So what I'm hearing you saying though, bro, like once you started getting that formal training, I mean not necessarily formal, but getting that kind of validation from going to barber college, and it just started taking off from there. And then I'm sure like the clientele starts falling in, and so
bro, it's funny though because I always thought he was a barber. And I guess that's kind of why,
crazy. Nobody never knew. Like, everybody thought I just played basketball.
But it's like you always know. Because it's crazy. Like you said, I met you in middle school, and like I came back and forth from Houston to North Carolina. And like every time I came back, it's like certain people that you always see, I guess, because you in the same neighborhood. But like, whenever we go hoop, I always see Muchie, and they'll be like, "Man, you still cutting hair? Hey, bro, let me go get a chop." And it don't matter. And I think it's funny I think the first time I started coming back was like 2009. You know what I'm saying? So it was just to see where you at now, bro. It's just
look, man. The work itself speaks for itself because I think that's how I got connected through Rich. Now, matter of fact, check this out. It wasn't even me. It wasn't even me. It was my wife. My wife was like, "Rich, who cuts Richard's hair?" And so my wife got your number. And it was like, "Dave, you need to go see Muchie." I was like, "All right, cool, whatever you say." Because that's the thing, man. I don't know if y'all know this, but Muchie is probably responsible for the birth of my twin. I'm just saying, I should have named. But it is what it is.
I need a trophy for that.
I'm just saying, though. And I'm probably gonna pay Monsters college tuition because I gotta bring 3 boys in here plus myself.
I need that.
I'm just
all of that.
Nah, but man, it's a feeling like I posted something on Instagram months and months ago. There's like, as a young entrepreneur, there are 3 like very, very important people in your life. That's your accountant, your attorney, and your barber. Cause your barber like sets you up for success, man. Like when I leave here, it's not like, "Oh yeah, I'm fly." Nah, I leave here feeling like, yo, I'm ready for the world,
man.
You know what I'm saying?
And I guess that's the cool thing sometimes too, cause it is relaxing. And then on top of that, like getting your haircut is different, because like I know plenty of times I came in here and me and Muchie talked from the time that we got here to the time that we left, and then on top of that, there's days too where like we ain't say a word. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you still get a better feeling once you leave. And like, shoot, we done had conversations without having conversations. Plenty of days, you know.
Bro, I done fell asleep in a chair before, and I know it probably annoy you half to death.
Hey, we still gonna get the job.
Yeah.
Sleep.
Yeah, but man, why do you think that is though, bro? Cause like there's such a, I mean everybody's different, but do you ever see yourself like not only like personal stylist, barber, making sure people are fresh, but I'm sure people come in here all the time pouring their heart out. Like you almost like borderline psychologist.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear it all in this shit, bro.
Yeah. So how do you handle that, man?
I mean, I'm just trying to get the best, the best advice I can give, from my, my standpoint of view.
You ever had somebody that you be like, bro, I just wish you would shut up?
Plenty of times.
Man,
but
you don't know Muchie like I know Muchie, because
plenty of times.
Muchie gonna tell you to be quiet after a while, man. Or he'll start talking and put on the music, and then that's just like,
Man, what I really want to know, the whole bread and butter, because yes, you're like an insane barber. I've had other people cut my hair, and not only like the quality of the cut, the crispness of the edge up, the freshness of the fade, but like I said earlier, that feeling that you get when you walk out, like that is second to none. I don't think I've ever had that feeling. And then not only that, man, your cuts last. Like I can go a week and a half before I gotta come back.
See, them barbers and other barbers, they half step you so they can get you come back every week.
Yeah. But when was the first, I guess your first kind of high profile client? Because that's what I really want to talk about, man. How to attract high profile clientele, and how to maintain that type of clientele, man. When was your first like high-end client?
I cut a bunch of, I think it was really when I cut Tracy McGrady out.
Yeah.
That's when everybody was like, oh, it was a shock to me because me and my boy said we used to like back in the day, we used to chill and he used to like, man, I wish you could cut, because T-Mac was his favorite player. Man, I wish you could cut T-Mac hair, man. Look, he need this look, his edge up messed up, this thing. I wish you could cut his hair. And then like for me cutting his hair, and like just it was crazy, like man, like I'm in his house, like I'm really cutting Tracy McGrady hair, like one of my favorite players.
Yeah.
And it was, after that it kind of, it took off from there, but people start noticing more and.
Oh yeah. But like I'm saying, how did that opportunity to fall into your lap?
I go out a lot. I did go out a lot. And so, I met his brother Chance. And his brother, I don't know how, but he seen me. He was like, hey, you cut hair, huh? He was like, man, I'm gonna have to come check you out. So he came. I cut his hair, and he was like, hey, I'm gonna plug you in, my brother. You can come, you can go to his house, pull up on him. So, he gave me the number, and I hit him. He was like, come through. And I was cutting him probably almost half a year.
Yeah. This was why he was still playing for the Rockets?
No. It was way, This was
he on TV.
Yeah, that's when he was, the TV, when he was on the TV thing.
But from what I heard, I'm gonna have to break it down. You were out, right? That's rule number one. You want to be successful. You want to attract clientele.
Yeah.
You gotta be out where your clientele is at. You know what I'm saying? And then, but not only being out, but you had a body of work. You've already been grinding before the opportunity. Like I've met so many entrepreneurs, so many young professionals come to me and be like, yo man, I'm trying to blow up. And I'm like, yo, you ain't got nothing, you ain't been putting in no work. Like you had probably cut hundreds, maybe thousands of heads prior to that opportunity, yes or no?
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, I mean that's how he found out about you in the first place. So it was like you already grinding, you out and about, so you making sure you're visible. You know what I mean? If y'all see me with my eyes closed, just FYI, I'm like borderline blind.
Yeah,
so
been there.
Hey, I'm not being rude.
But then Instagram was a free advertisement.
Come on.
You're not paying for nothing, and a lot of people don't take advantage of that.
Nah, man.
A lot of people, and that's kind of where I got my followers from and blew up from there. Just posting pictures, making sure every picture detail, and it just went up.
Yeah.
Followers went up, people start seeing it. I'm out the club. I hate getting this at the club. Hey, when you gonna try? And I was like, hey, I'm not it. Like, I hate it. I just hate it. I'm out drinking. I can be half drunk. Hey, you got your clippers with you? Like, come on.
But that's
Like, you
different
know.
from being, like, that's a different state, because I was going to ask you, like, how would you, because I know you ain't going to mess up opportunity, but I know you probably had people that be like, okay, imagine somebody said, hey man, come cut me, or T-Mac was like, hey, come cut me, and then you left one of your guards at home.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? So like, man.
Did you see that? You see?
So, it's like,
So I'm at the house and I
there we
left
go.
on the guards?
Yeah. So,
but being ready, like.
but being
you know what I'm
ready
saying?
though, like, so what function you are ready to be ready, you think, in that situation? Like, what type of experiences you already been
Me, that'll never happen because
because of
I'm always prepared. Like preparation, like I'm prepared. Like okay, if I don't got this, I can use this, you know, to cover this.
Yeah.
So you know, I didn't left stuff plenty of times, but like I didn't never let a neck strip over that kind of stuff. I grab some paper towel, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
And you know, get it going.
But that, I mean, I'm sure that just comes with experience.
Yeah, that comes with experience. I've been cutting probably 14 years now, so you know, it's nothing that I really don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, see, I'm not like the skill is there. You know what I'm saying? My biggest thing is so you get like a high end client, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you penetrate that particular market, but how do you maintain that level of success? And then is it just like something that, like the universe, the law of attraction, you know what I'm saying? You do one and then it sort of like compound interest, it builds, or are you out there doing some specific things, you know what I'm saying, trying to exhaust your network, you know what I'm saying? Like what goes on the day-to-day where it's like, yo, I gotta make sure, you know, this bill's paid, this bill's paid, this bill's paid, you know what I'm saying? And how do I keep that going? Or is it just you put in work in the beginning and it just kind of overflows?
Yeah, I mean, what to me is Houston. You post a celebrity, they see you cutting them. It's like it attract people. Like you don't even gotta be good, but people just attracted to celebrities, and you know you post them. Oh, he couldn't T-Mac here. I'm finna go to him. But you know,
Just to say.
Yeah, but me, I don't want those people. I want when you come in my chair, I want you to know that you finna get a nice haircut. Like I don't want you to come because of my name or who I cut, and you know I want you to come because your barber was messing you up, or you want a good quality cut.
Yeah. Yeah, nah, man. You never had to make some saves before?
Oh,
like somebody sat down in the chair and you was like, yo, who's in your head?
Yeah, I mean, that comes with the territory. I mean, I'm pretty sure every barber had to do surgery.
Surgery? That's what it's called?
That's what we call it, surgery.
Yo.
Edge up, push back. You gotta bring them a new edge up.
I was just gonna ask you, man, like, what's the worst head you done had to cut? You know what I'm saying?
The worst.
You ain't gotta put nobody on blast though.
I hate people come and have a grease. Grease. Clippers cannot cut through grease.
Take some notes.
Grease.
Don't come sit in the chair with no grease in your head.
You will not get a fresh cut with grease in your hair.
So what happened?
messes up your clippers though.
Yeah.
Yo, so what after Tracy McGrady, man? What like? You know, you cut him for a year. I'm sure he wasn't paying the standard, whatever the standard haircut cost was at the time.
He was paying to pull up to your house fee.
Right, and the extra tip. Look, man, tip your barber. Just FYI, before we leave, just make sure you tip your barber. But anyway,
or you won't get an appointment.
Come on. But after T-Mac, man, how did it kind of snowball after that?
Just posting, just people want to see. I feel like just on the Instagram itself. That's what I use as my platform. Like, I notice people don't just want to see you posting haircuts. People want to see you having fun, living life. Yeah. And I use that, working out. Whatever I do, I use it to the advantage, and I post that because I'm just seeing how the Instagram works, Because right. I didn't have a gram where you just posting haircut pictures. People look at that, but they, but when you start posting your life and they see, oh, this person is excited, I want to follow this person, and that's when you sneak some couple of haircut pictures in there, and that's okay. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Like,
because you want them to look. It's like,
nice.
Yeah. It's like, what does he do? What does he do?
You want to attract them. Like you want to. That's how you get them to look at the pics.
So what's your secret to success on Instagram, man? Because I'm hearing a lot of stuff like Gary Vee and everybody's talking about day trading for attention and content marketing. Like is your...
But you gotta go back though.
Yeah.
So like, when did you notice the biggest spike? What was the biggest spike of your followers on Instagram?
Because I know there had to be a moment where you was like 1,000, 2,000, and then did you ever go from like...
been popular.
Well, my boy Keyron.
There you go.
My boy Keyron had
and to pull it out of him, come on.
He posted me and it went from there.
Yeah.
And he posted me and then he done some videos and everybody started seeing it. So it took off from there. Then he started posting me. And that's when everybody started saying, oh, you Keyron Barber.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny how you become somebody's barber.
Yeah, so I took it from there and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna roll with this.
Yo, there's no better feeling than walking into the shop and not having to tell somebody what to do to your hair.
Man.
Like, let's just be real. Like, that's one of the main, like, Muchie don't live right around the corner from me. I gotta travel to get here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I gotta fight traffic. And he ain't never available in the times that I be needing. I'm just saying, let's just be real. But there ain't nothing like just being able to come in and sit down and not have to explain yourself. Or this the worst. Like after the barber done cut your head,
you gotta go back.
And you gotta look in the mirror and be like, hey yo, like can you I don't even think when I get done, I don't even think I look in the mirror when I'm done.
Yeah, I didn't hand a mirror to plenty of dudes like, man, don't disrespect me.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. And so
he don't hand me the mirror no more either. But like, and this is the thing that I got from it. You can take it back to the story, even if you're just listening now.
Yeah.
He said every time he wanted to take a picture when he started social. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got to think every time he cut a hair, he thinking that's a picture. So if somebody go take a picture when they leave and they tag him in it.
It's advertising.
That's advertising for free.
Free advertising.
And I know like he cut my whole wedding party from my wedding.
Come on.
Everybody that was in my wedding party. He
Except
cut
he didn't cut
everybody.
your DJ though.
Except for my DJ.
Except for your DJ. Your DJ was like stuck.
But you said you already had a cut.
Yeah.
So,
oh, you did. I did. I'm gonna give you that. You did
that's
offer.
what I'm saying.
So
like, man, you do people right, man.
But here's the thing, like people when they want, I don't care if you're a barber or you own a business, whether it's a marketing company, even for us as a DJ entertainment firm, people want to feel like that you get them and that you're offering that level of service, and people want convenience. You know, why you think McDonald's blew up, bro? Like people they don't want to have to spend here and like the worst thing for me when I hire somebody to do something is if I gotta watch you do your job, and then if I gotta correct you, you know. And I think this generation, like our generation and the generation behind us, like that's the thing, man. I go out to restaurants and I'll ask for something, and look, I don't expect you to have like a miraculous memory, you know, and I don't never just order right off the menu. I'm that guy, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm that dude that wanted to spice it up a little bit. I didn't get like that till after I got married. But you know, I don't expect you to memorize everything, so at least write it down.
That's the point.
And then, you know, get my order right.
That's all I came here for. I just came here to eat, so like I would hope that my food would be right.
Yeah, man.
But it's cool not not have to correct somebody though, and like that's the funny thing, cause like this used to be my every week barber, but now I can't get an appointment. But at the same time, I still have to tell them.
Slid that plug in there, right? Like, I can't get no appointment. Like,
but nah, it's busy people. You already know how they go. But it's funny though. I didn't have to tell them nothing. Yeah, it's been over a year since I had. You know what I'm saying? And
somebody asked me like, man, how you remember cutting all them hairs? It's like the same way you remember how to drive. It's something you do repetitive. It's all the time. You doing it.
Man.
Yeah, man. That's another thing too, man. Like with kids, I bring my kids here, and I've taken them to so many different places. Not so many different places, but I've taken Dylan to a couple other barbers. But the experience that we get when we come here is like second to none. So tell me, bro, like why do you think they just kind of like rush? Because I mean, yeah, you give my son the same experience you give me.
Yeah, to
me, matter of fact, he's fresher than me.
I feel like each customer at 30 minutes. I don't kid, whatever it is, they should get 30 minutes of your time. But you know, some barbers see the money is just not an adult, so they they just want to rush through and just really get them up out of there real quick. But you know, me personally, I mean, I treat everybody equally, you know.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that because I'm the kind of dad that like I gotta make sure my son is not just as fresh as me, but I try to make him fresher than me. Not like a superficial. You know how some parents say like, you know, it's real, just like, oh, I want to make my son look good, blah blah. But I mean, I think that just it'll teach him how to behave in other areas of his life as well. If he looks good and presents himself, that self-confidence will overflow into other areas of his life, whether it's his schoolwork or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You look good, you feel good, you play good. That's what Deion said, right?
And it's like, even advertising, people look at kids' pictures all day and they're going to like them. Versus I post you know, people going to see it. But when you post a kid and they just got a fresh edge, people see that, you know?
Yeah. Again, that was another reason why my wife made me come.
For Dylan. That was funny.
She saw some pictures of Monster. Muchie's son,
man,
was like, you need to take Dylan to go see Muchie. I was like, yes, ma'am. And that's actually my indicator of how well Muchie has done. You know, like I said, I don't need a mirror, primarily because I got my wife. Yeah. And so the way she look at me when I come in the house, I'm like, yo, Muchie didn't stay. Like, I think I...
That's a look every man, wife, or girlfriend should give when they have to get a haircut.
I'm just saying,
you don't get that look, you ain't getting your haircut right.
Man.
Yeah, man.
And that's what I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, man. Being a dad too, you know what I'm saying? So like having to take Monster football practice and doing the other things, and you still have, you know, your clientele to look after. Like how do you manage your time?
Man, it's just, this is really the best, like, when I stop working for somebody and just doing my own thing, like, the time is on me. Like, I can leave when I want, I can schedule around what I need to do, and it's just so perfect. Like, I wouldn't ask for, like, you know, for nothing else, like, to be working for myself.
Yeah. So, what kind of craftsmanship you had to take to start building everything out? Because, like, I know you don't like stuff that's pretty much like cookie cutter. So like pretty much a lot of stuff that you did make, I remember in the old spot definitely was like straight from you. So like what type of hobbies do you have that put you into that want to like build out floors and stuff like that?
I can't say basketball, you know what I'm saying? You know about the basketball.
Time management stuff, I would guess. Cause I know like playing sports, you always used to having a double life pretty much. Like in sports, you gotta think like, all right, most people just go to school, but like I'm used to going to school, training for something, and still playing. You know what I'm saying? So I know that time management kind of helped a lot. You still see yourself going back to saying, oh man, I already did this for sports, so why can't I spend the grind time doing something else?
Like, yo, is it intentional? Or are you just naturally, like my schedule is like this? Because I mean, you just got engaged, you know, family man, you know, a variety of different, you know, interests that you got your hands in, whether it be cutting and all your other endeavors. Like, do you have to like have a schedule, or you just kind of like, you know what I'm saying? You just wake up and like, man, whatever the day brings, I'm gonna knock it out of the park.
Nah, I got a schedule. I got a almost booked every week. That's why a lot of people it's kind of like it's like a club. Everybody be hitting my phone like, how can I get in? And you know, sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't. You know, they got to throw a little secret code in, so you know who sent you. Yep. You know, but I feel like,
or if you just be like me, you just text him a million times in one day until he responds.
And I'd be like, okay, let me go ahead and respond.
Yeah.
Nah, well, I know I used to have to FaceTime you. That's all.
Yeah. Look at how horrible I look right now.
For real though, it's like, hey, Muchie, you don't. Everybody know you cut my hair. So you don't let me walk around looking like this. Be like, man, I'll squeeze you in somehow.
So why no shop though, bro?
The shop. Everybody asked me that long time.
Maybe
I worked in the shop for 3 years.
Oh, really?
2 years. Yeah, I worked in the shop for 2 years when I got out of barber school. It was cool, but I'm not in the business to make nobody else money. Like, I'm not building. To me, I wasn't building at the shop.
Yeah.
I was bringing all the people in. It was packed because of me, and I felt like you know, why should I have to pay to work? Like, I didn't get that part. Like, I'm really paying to work here. I'm really, you know, paying her rent. It's not building me nothing. So one day I just like, hey, my girl came with down there. She said, you should cut it home. So we found this apartment with, like, you know, the wood floors. They call it a sunroom. And, you know, I started doing it out of there, and then everybody kept asking, like, man, how do you feel about everybody being in your house? But it started off as, you know, everybody I knew. And it was like somebody through somebody. It was never just a stranger just walking up, you know, like a walk-in.
That started the club.
Yeah, and that started like the little club, like, you know, to get everybody in.
Yeah. But see, I love that though, bro, because like any business, you gotta like rub shoulders.
Yeah,
Your network. You know what I'm saying? It happens to me all the time. Whenever it's the dry season, it's slow. You know, I don't just pay for advertising and expect my online ads or my print ads to do the job for me. You know, and just pay somebody and then expect the phone to ring. Like when it's the dry season, yo, I'm calling my networks. I'm calling coordinators. I'm calling wedding venues. I'm calling Muchie. I'm like, hey, yo, you know anybody getting married? You know what I'm saying? You got to get out there and kind of make it happen. Because if it don't, you can't blame it on the economy.
Nope.
Your kids don't care about how bad the economy is. Your wife don't care about, you know, who the president is. You know, you got to eat. And it ain't nobody's fault but yours.
At the end of the day.
They be playing it like it be, you know, days back in the day when, man, I'm broke. You know what I do? I'll post a picture of a haircut, post a couple of pics. Somebody gonna hit me up, hey man, let me come through, you know.
Yeah, it's
boom,
like a faucet.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to work, you can turn on the faucet.
Turn on the faucet.
You know what I'm saying? So that's something that I've been really flirting with, is this idea of scalable like traffic and finding strategies that aren't just so like wishful thinking, and finding strategies that if I pay $200, I know I'm gonna get 50 people to call me. You know, I've been playing around with like the whole Instagram sponsored ads and the Facebook ads, and you know, I love the demographics behind them, but the concept is so dope to me because like the old ideology of marketing, you know, you get a billboard, you get a magazine ad, a commercial, and you hope all these people see it and call you. But now with like Instagram and Facebook,
you gotta see it.
Yo, not only do you have to see it, but you can pick who sees it. And in my industry, like I could pick, yo, we do weddings. I could pick they just got engaged. I could pick the 20 to 30-year-olds who just got engaged. I can pick, they live in Houston. So I'm very specific. So I know that way I'm not just throwing money out there and hoping like some 70-year-old who've been married for 50 years, they don't need a wedding DJ. You know what I'm saying? Like they might need an anniversary DJ or something. But this idea of scalable, like, man, I can like increase my traffic.
A certain percentage.
If I put in work, I should be able to be rewarded for that work.
And then you gotta be ready for it though. So it's not just like, all right, I'm gonna go do this sponsorship for my business, and you never done nothing for your business. You don't got nothing on your page. You ain't even got contact. But like that goes back to what we started with. Like you gotta be ready for your opportunity. So like don't just go throwing money away, but at the same time, like you gotta be ready for that. Like he said, man, when he was going to cut T-Mac hair, he ain't gonna leave stuff at home. First time he cutting somebody hair, you know, he gonna make it the best haircut you ever had. You know?
Dopest celebrity you've ever cut. I was gonna say DJ for, but the coolest, not like the most famous, but like in your own personal opinion, who's like your favorite person you've ever cut?
I really gotta say it was T-Mac. We had, I mean, it wasn't just a haircut. You know, he invited me to come over, like, hey, come hoop, hey, this and that, and so it was more than a haircut. Like,
did you ever get a dunk, like get any dunks in? I'm just curious.
I never went to play with him, but you know, I shot around. I played when he wasn't there. That's how cool it was. I can go to his house and you know he wasn't even there. But we had a lot in common. We talked about basketball, and it's crazy because in 06, I was at a club. I got stabbed. I had a T-Mac.
It sounds like you need to stop going to the club.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
That's why I stopped. But it was crazy because I had his All-Star jersey on.
Yeah.
That night, and you know I brought it to him. A lot of my friends signed it, and so I brought it to him and I told him the story.
Yeah.
And he was like, you can tell he was touched, like, and I showed it to him. And it had the, you know, the holes in it. And he was like, man, like you had my jersey on late night. I was like, yeah, almost, I almost died that night wearing your jersey. So he signed it, and it was just, the feeling was just like, man, like, damn, I made it.
I ain't never heard that story, bro.
I know,
right? Man.
Yo, well, who do you have a worst? Like, and don't worry, ain't nobody gonna get mad at you, dog. Like the worst celebrity, whether or not they were annoying, they were cheap, or you know what I'm saying? I mean,
I just cut French Montana hair. It really wasn't even. It was like an edge, and it wasn't just the worst, but I just hate feeling rushed. Like I need to.
So he was bougie with it. He was like, yo, we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, he was just rushing me, and he was like, how long is it gonna take? And I was like,
yeah.
And I wanna do my thing. Like let me do my. I didn't come here to do a haircut, and I'm trying to do the edge up top. I already got that. Don't touch that. Or just do the beard, and I'm like.
So he was real like woman like with it, huh?
Yeah, and it was like, cause you finna be on TV, you finna be on Instagram, and people seeing me posted it, so they want to see the work come following.
Yeah.
So when they see it, it's just cool. Oh, okay, it's cool. Mm-hmm. I don't
be cool.
I don't work for just be cool. Like I want you to be great when you leave here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think that's what keeps. It's one thing to attract an opportunity, and to execute. You know what I'm saying? But it's another thing to maintain and to sustain at that level. Because I've seen you not only with like T-Mac and other NFL players and NBA players and rapper. I mean, we're talking about like Jermaine Dupri, Lil Bow Wow. Yeah, man. And so obviously, if somebody is feeling it, they gonna continue to spread that word of mouth.
Spread the word.
Mm-hmm. And I found that out of all the advertising that we do, word of mouth tends to be the most successful.
Yeah, word of mouth is because people come in town. Like, hey, where to go, what mall to go to? Man, I need a haircut. Like, hit somebody up. Boom, It
still works.
And I never realized like how much it definitely does because until I went to school and like living in California, you don't have nobody. You know what I'm saying? And then like we used to, I don't know how to say it. So like. The first time I went out there, I went to a barbershop and they charged me like $50 to get a haircut. And they knew, you can kind of tell somebody from out of town.
Yeah,
so it's like, oh no, this is what it is. But so then like the next week, we all lived in pretty much the same house as the basketball team. So it was like, all right, well, we're gonna have a barber come to the house such and such day. And I'm like, well, who is this barber? And then by the time we know it, we got two barbers. You know what I'm saying? That's really just because word of mouth. Somebody ain't like the first guy, you know what I'm saying? So now you got two people there and it's almost like a battle. Like you got two people cutting hair, so it's just like, who's better at this point? And that started because of word of mouth.
Competition breeds success, man.
Mm-hmm. So,
well, tell me this, man, because I know we about to wrap up, but man, we kind of connected a few years ago over some issues that kind of happened in both of our lives, and you got this really dope poster on your wall.
Shout out to my man Dave.
I don't even do that no more, man. But you lost your father a few years back.
Yeah, 2 years.
And then literally like the week later, I lost my dad, and you really helped me get through that period of my life, man. But what was that like, man? Especially a dude like you, like, come on, man. Like, let's not like avoid the elephant in the room. Like, Muchie looked like the hardest. Like, he the type of dude that if I'm walking down the street, I'm moving over.
Check your bag in.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't trust that dude.
Come on, like, let's just be real. But like, tell me about that experience, man. Like, how did that affect you to this day?
I mean, it was tough. I mean, my dad, he had a lot of health problems. He worked on the railroad for 20 years. And ever since then, he got off. He was, take care of his kids. He just started health issue after health issue, diabetes, and it just kept going on. So, I mean, I knew that day, was going to come. You just had to prepare. I had to prepare myself for it, and it was tough. But life goes on. Like, you can't sit and cry about it. You gotta get strong, and you just gotta overcome it.
Yeah.
And me, that's one reason why I got into the gym and just trying to get my body right.
Right.
For him, try to live through him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah, I remember, man, because I mean, now it's like your page has almost gone from like hair cutting to like personal fitness.
I had to start a whole other barber page.
But so yeah, because same thing on my end, man. After I lost my dad, you know, it was devastating, and but it definitely fueled me, especially being a father myself. And it kind of like put me in the overdrive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
almost in a sense.
Most definitely overdrive.
Like I was like, man, there were so many lessons that I learned from him, the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't perfect, but I was like, yo, I want my son to be able to have me around, so that I can, you know, just basically mold him and shape him.
Because I think that's what my father did. Like, it was 5 of us, so he really molded us and made us the people we are today. You know, I've never been to prison, never been, you know, been arrested for nothing crazy or, you know, probably just traffic ticket, but I think he just, you know, he taught us and he molded us. So I think when he left this earth, you know, he was cool with what he done. Yeah. So that made me think like, okay, this is what a father's supposed to do, like, you know, lead their son. So I mean, when that time come, he would know like, okay, I done my job.
Yeah. Man, most deaf, man. Yo, on a lighter note, you know what I'm saying? I kind of feel the. I
got tips in here real quick,
I'm just saying.
It's like, dang.
Here's the deal. You've been cutting for a minute, and I mean, when do you decide it's time to like raise my prices?
It was really my brother, like, and my fiance. She was just like, you need to be going up on the price. Look what they charging. These people out here charging this, and I had to get out that stage of stop trying to look out for people. Nobody gonna look out for you. Man, like, and I always do that. Like, I'm the person, like, you know, I give the shirt off my back for anybody. But, you know, I had to just stop looking at it because I was charging $15. And I had to look like, man, these girls charging $20, $30, $40.
Bro, somebody tried to charge me $15 for an edge up.
Yeah, and this like, and then the quality not matching your price.
Nah.
So my brother was like, cause I was gonna go up to 20, and he was like, nah, go to 25. I'm like, man, you sure people gonna pay that? I'm like, man, they gonna pay it. They ain't got no choice.
They want that experience. But let me check this out though, man. This is when I started to realize we had to raise our prices, cause we not rich, no. We not the cheapest on the planet. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of expensive, but it took me a long time to really stomach that, and I remember it like it was yesterday, man. I sat down with a couple, and we were charging like less than $1,000 to DJ, and I sat down with this couple. I gave them like my good spiel, my good sales presentation. You know what I'm saying? I pulled out all the stops, brought them to the office, had the lights set right. Showed them all the reviews, like it was perfect, right? And I got like 100% closing ratio when you come to the office. Like it's one thing, I got a pretty decent closing ratio over the phone, but when you come to the office, like you done came out your way to come see me, you finna pay a deposit. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just a no-brainer. But this bride didn't book. And so I was like, yo, I started feeling bad. I was like, what's going on? You know, I gave her my best spiel and she didn't book. So a buddy of mine who's a photographer, he calls me up. He's like, yo, I just booked this bride. And, you know, I asked him who was their DJ. And you know, he's looking out for me. He called me up. He's like, yeah. And they said it was you. And I was like, oh, did you book? And the bride told him, no, we didn't book yet. We loved him. He was great. We really liked everything that he did. And so Alan was like, well, why didn't you book? She was like, yo, his prices were too low. And I was like, what? I was like, price is too low? Who does that? You know what I'm saying? They didn't book me because the prices were too low. And, you know, because they thought, the first thing they thought was what?
Yeah.
Yo, like,
he's not that good.
Yo, he's not that good.
Something's wrong.
Something wrong. He's not that good.
It's like if somebody come up to you, man, offer you some Gucci shoes, and they selling them to you for like $100. You like, yo, these fake. You know, or some J's online for $40, $50. You like, nah, these ain't no real Jordans.
And but like there's two sides to that too. And like just like you said, it was scary because like I did the same thing with personal training. So like with personal training, when I took my prices up, you got some people that's gonna be like, nah, I'm good. But like you said, it's like it's the quality of the person sometimes that you want too.
Yeah.
Because like I know
Come on.
Muchie cut my hair since '09, and he's like, all right, bro, you gotta pay such and such. Like it's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer.
Because I know that's part. You know what I'm saying?
It's
That's
growth,
the loyalty.
man.
That's growth, the
Yeah,
loyalty.
like,
Exactly. Like
prices
why
go
wouldn't
up.
I want my barber to charge more? Or why wouldn't I want my trainer to charge more? Why wouldn't I want my DJ to charge more? Because I want the best.
You want the best, so I'm gonna pay it.
I'm gonna have to pay it.
And
Like that's what it boils down to,
It
man.
really does, man. It's like I tell people all the time. I was talking to a buddy of mine, the dude who's actually holding the camera right now, telling him he needs to increase his prices. Just not with me, but I was like, yo, like when people, I shoot out the price, right? And their initial reaction is like, whoa, that's a lot of money. And my initial reaction is, you're absolutely right. That is a lot of money. Like you were absolutely right. That is a lot of money. It's like you don't walk into a Bentley dealership and get shocked that the car is over $100,000. Like it's a Bentley.
It's a Bentley.
You know what I'm
You pay
saying?
for
It's
what you
like,
get.
and you're not gonna expect me to travel to Austin from Houston on a quarter tank of gas. Like I can't DJ your wedding for $500. You know, and I'm not going to. But bro, like, tell me, like, did you get some backlash when you raised the prices?
Nah, that was the craziest thing. Like nobody, it's crazy because the friends are the most
Realist. We're gonna keep it real.
Oh,
they gonna
for
keep
sure.
it real. I mean, they
Most people probably was like me and Rich and was like, dog, it's about time.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody like my friends were the most like playing around like, man, bro, 25 like but they paid it though. I mean, it was all jokes to the side, but I didn't lose nobody. I really gained a lot. Like,
come on.
People would say like, man, you pay for quality. Like, if people out there charging, how you gonna be the best and you still charging $15?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you gotta move. You gotta stop showing love. Like you gotta.
But you're still showing love though.
Yeah,
You're
Man, still showing love.
Just because you raise your prices, people think you become bougie, or like, oh man, he done forgot who he was or where he done came from. No, it's like, yo, I'm trying to go somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be the same man I was yesterday.
No, man, I'm growing up. You know what I'm saying? And I know for me, and I think a lot of people was already paying.
Yeah, a lot of people was already
like
paying,
That was my next thing, because I don't ever remember. Well, I seen it, but like you kind of don't see the pricing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know, like, if this is what you normally pay for, like, because I remember the first time I came back from Cali, and I was like, bro, I had to pay $50 for a haircut. That's why he laughed earlier when I said that. So, like, ever since then, it's like, man, nah. If I pay them $50 and they ain't even do half of what he done, man, like, he's going to get same or less. You know what I'm saying? Like, more or less, he got to get that.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of sets the bar.
No, absolutely. And he said something earlier too that really stuck out. It's like a different quality of client.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not knocking, but it seems like in our industry, and Muchie, correct me if I'm wrong, bro, but in the wedding industry, it seems like the brides that give us the most headache, and y'all can quote me on this, but the brides who give us the most headache are the ones we give the biggest discounts to. Like, I'm just saying, like, y'all, you have no basis or grounds to complain about anything. Like, I done gave you a free photo booth, I done gave you this and that, and you got the nerve to talk about, you know what I'm saying? I was like, well, let's talk about the discount I just gave you. You know what I'm saying? But the ones that come out and get the hugest package, the $3,000, $5,000 package with the bells and whistles and everything in it, they like no complaints. No, and it's the same quality of service. Like, I'm the kind of guy, I don't care if I charge you $5,000 or $1,000. You gonna get this. I'm gonna pour my whole heart out into your performance. You may have like extra stuff in your package, like more up lights or whatever, but I'm still gonna give you,
what I got.
Yeah,
I got you.
So, but it's a different clientele, man, and I'd rather work 5 weddings at $10,000 than work 100 weddings. You know what I'm saying? At 1,000.
Exactly.
And have that extra time for me and my fam. So, and the reason I'm talking so much is because I don't want Muchie to talk while he doing my edge up. So y'all don't distract. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, this is the most important part. This is where the magic happens, man. Like, the molding and the shaping. But bro, like, you done had some, another cool thing too, like, not only have you cut some high profile celebrities and famous people and all that's cool and glamorous, but tell me this, you've grown up and with some people, whether it be from A-Leaf or from Sharpstown,
Southwest.
Who are you most proud of? It ain't even gotta be one person, but are there some people that we didn't come up with that you don't even necessarily see them as famous, but they doing some things now?
I ain't gonna lie, my boy Fendi, man. Like I'm really to see him like write a book and play, be all American in basketball and just not say, hey, my career over with, and went into another whole sport that he never really played and be successful. You know, get 5 years out of that. That's just really a lot for me. Like, and I give my big ups to him for not just giving up. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause you know, a lot of people see that they didn't make it, they give up, but he kept going.
Yeah. Yeah, man, and that transition is dope, man. Well, I know I'm not reluctant to hand over this cash, but when did you finally transition over to the Cash App, man? Come on, I'm tired of barbers not like only accepting cash. Like,
I'm more of an old school because I hate it. I hate you got the square reader, you got this. And I'm old school with it. Like, where's the cash? Like, but the Cash App is just is simple, man. You type the name in, boom, and then send. You know, they take their little fee out, but that's why I make them send 27.
Yep.
I need all mine.
You know what I'm saying? Even the fee.
I knew it was real when I opened my Cash App and Muchie name popped up on there. I was like, now we talking.
Yeah, man.
Shit, he can get paid before I even get there, man. But
man, I don't know, man.
It's cool to just see somebody grow up, you know, 'cause like I'm in 6th and 7th grade, you know what I'm saying, and it's just been cool to evolve. You know, because like we see different stages, you know.
Exactly.
Because like even though I didn't grow up all the way here, like every time I came back, man, you fall into these pockets to see the same people.
The same people, you know, growing, not just standing there, not doing bad, or not, you know, it just life is doing good for them. I mean, you want to see that with everybody.
Yeah, and I think that empowers you to do better too, man. Because like we always talk about your circle, so like the people that you're around, you can find yourself doing stuff that's like them. So I know like putting yourself with positive people definitely brings positive
energy is definitely a blessing.
Man. Yeah, I noticed that too, man. As we started penetrating like a higher end type of clientele, you know, I started becoming exposed to certain things. And honestly, like one of the main reasons that struggled for me to raise my prices was I didn't necessarily feel like I would pay for it. Like me personally, I was like, yo, I'm not finna spend $2,000 on a DJ. You know what I'm saying? And so that
made you,
bro,
exactly.
And so I was my biggest stumbling block in my perspective and my ideology. And it wasn't until I just kind of like started experimenting. I was scared. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna raise my price. I'm gonna lose this particular client. I'm gonna lose this prospect. So I had to like completely shift my mindset. And I was like, I ain't gonna lie, man. The wealthy think totally different. Their views on money is totally different than folks from the hood or. You know, they use money. They not used by money. Y'all better write that down.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? They use money. It's not. They not sitting here holding on to it. They know that money is their greatest ally, their greatest resource, and they ain't wasting it on stupid stuff either, like depreciable assets and cars and this and that. They like, yo, I'm finna spend my money on stuff that's gonna make me money.
Yeah.
So it wasn't until I shifted my mind that I was really able to own like this new price range. You know, because I was stuck in that low level pricing game for a minute, and then when I threw out the high prices, and boys was like, "Yo, that's it." I was like, I got some other stuff I can throw in there for you too." You know what I'm saying? Why even yo, all right, before we like no joke, tell me this. When I started raising my prices, I noticed that it became easier for me to book gigs.
Yeah.
Like, no joke, the moment it was almost like a sales strategy.
No, it is. And then, because you got to think, just because of the price, you weed out who is for real and who's not sometimes. Because, like you said, man, if I'm charging such and such for a haircut, oh yeah, I'm going to come, I'll be there. But, like, now you booked them and they're not there, well, like, shoot.
Yo, I'm trying really hard not to act like a little girl right now. Like, don't let me be no problem.
Some alcohol faces.
You know what I'm saying?
But it's just cool, man. You do weed them out because, like I said, like when I raise my prices for training, I'll tell them that. if they ask a question after that, you pretty much
know if they
serious or not. And like that's what I said. Like when I first train somebody, I always try to tell them, hey, the first day that we train, we're gonna train at 5 a.m.
Come on. Yeah, we're gonna see who the real deal is.
So like I told somebody 25, and they was like, that's for everything? And I was like, yeah, that's good. Yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah. You want to give me 30?
So y'all heard it first. After the day, Muchie's price is gonna go up again. Nah, I'm just playing.
The next,
if you ain't already in the club.
Yeah, it's going down. But yo, man, you got anything else, man? You want to send us out, man? What's like the greatest lesson you can probably learn personally, whether it be through cutting hair, family, you know what I'm saying? What keeps you going, dog?
I feel like nothing is given. Like you gotta earn it. Like you just gotta go out there and get it. Like, I lived through that. Like, times and times I was thinking somebody gonna give me a handout. Like, that never came. You know, nobody's gonna give you a handout. That would never come. Yeah. Some people might come too, but to me it never came. So I had to get out there and just grind myself and just and fight through it.
No handouts, man. No handouts. Yo, you heard it first, ladies and gentlemen. Metamorphosis, the power to change. Go get your copy right now. Yep. That's right. Shameless plug.
Got one in.
Yeah, it's going down, ladies and gentlemen. Well, anyway, man, Mooch, appreciate you, bro.
No problem, baby.
He like that handshake ain't got no cash in it.